All right, Jasmine.
Yes,
Jasmine, where'd you grow up? Where are you from originally?
Texas. Coos, Texas.
Where's that?
It's outside of Beaumont. 91 miles from Houston.
And tell me about your family growing up.
Well, I have 3 sisters. I have 2 brothers. One got killed over $1 in the state of Texas. They were shooting pool, and he shot my brother with a shotgun. My mom was a registered nurse, and I was raised by my grandmama, part my grandmama and part my mother. My mother came out here in California in '75, and we stayed in Oakland, California. And when I was 5 or 6, I remember I needed to go to a special education class because I couldn't read and write. Today I still can't read and write, but I can read the Bible, and I won't miss a word in the Bible. But if you give me an application, I can't read. Read it, I can't fill it out. Now, I've been on Skid Row for 28 years. I've been back and forth to the penitentiary. I had 4 numbers, and I've been out of the penitentiary for like 14 years. I was hard-headed, rebellious. I didn't like my family very well, and they didn't like me because I became on crack cocaine. I've been on crack cocaine for a long period of time. I'll get off and I'll get back on. It's very much like too much of an addiction.
When did you start?
I started when I was probably about 15 years old. And I started snorting at first, smoking it in weed. They call it a primo back then. And it stopped working for me. So I went a little bit further and put it on crack cocaine. I tried crack cocaine. And I've been on it for like 40 years, in and out. My cousin used to play with me all the time. And I'm talking about sexually wise. At that time, I wasn't having sex. But my mom, she used to whoop me all the time because I couldn't read and write. And I became real rebellious against her. Because my sister, she would tell my mom, oh, she doing this, she doing that, and my mom would whoop me. Till one day, I got tired of whooping me and I was finna bite her. But I caught myself, and she put me out. And I never went back. But I'm on Skid Row, but I have my own apartment now. And I take good care of myself. And I didn't let her hold me back because she didn't like me and I didn't like her. I stole from my mom, I stole from my family, I did all sorts of things. Then I started prostituting. I had syphilis, I had gonorrhea, I had a multiple of things because I was just out there, no place to go. I came out here to go to Safe Harbor program in 2001. I got caught with 2 ounces of dope and about 50 rocks in my bottle, in my crack bottle. And I still sell. Only by the grace of God, I haven't went back to prison yet. But it's hard out here. It's people getting killed off of fentanyl. I thank God that I haven't been killed or hurt or harmed, but I've been raped 3 times. And people don't know how we live down here. It's real hard for us. Even though people come down here to feed us and stuff like that. It's complicated being down here. If you don't know what you're doing and you don't know how to do it to survive, Ain't no way you can survive Skid Row. It's horrible to see the people out on the streets, laying on the concrete. We are killing each other. It's really hard for me because I started being rebellious at the age of 11. I would sneak away from my mom and smoke crack. When I first got raped, it was horrible. They took me to a cornfield in Fresno. I ran from my mom and I moved to Fresno. I didn't know nothing about Fresno. I just know I wanted to go. So when I moved to Fresno, I got raped. Sometimes I can't sleep at night. Then when I started prostituting in Fresno, I got raped again. I ran to Bakersfield. I'm a runner. Every time I get hurt, I run. I was married at the age of 18 because my mom made me marry Stanley Williams, and because I was pregnant. My first baby, her name is Star. And I got 7 kids. I got 5 girls and 2 boys. I smoked crack cocaine with all of them. Thank God that God had his hands on them. But my son, they had to put him on Seroquel because he needed to slow down. He was hyper all the time. I raised my daughter till she was 3 years old. And I left her on the stairs of my sister-in-law's house because I was going to Pillar the Post. I didn't have nowhere to take her. So I gave her to my sister-in-law. After that, they started taking my babies out my arm. When I have a baby, my mom would make arrangement for somebody to come get my baby, which was my sister. She's older than me. Her name Gwendolyn George Thomas Prosser. I thank God today that she took my babies because I don't know if they would be in the system. They was in the system, but my sister came and got them. She don't have miracle, but the rest of them is together, thank God. It's a hurting thing to get a baby taken out your hand and you have to walk away as a mother. So I relapsed, started smoking all over again. Seemed like I never stopped. Because you have to stay up sometimes when you're outside or when you're in a tent. I stayed in a tent 14 years of my life. I've been on Skid Row now for like 32 years. And it's not easy, but I do it. It's a lot of things that I can tell you about my life. I used to be a lifeguard at Diamond Park in Oakland. I stopped doing that and became a maid at a hotel. I quit that. Then I moved to Pomona for a little while. I went to Prototypes at Pomona, and they helped me a lot. It's a good program. I got tired of doing the program. I started doing me again. So when I started doing me again, I relapsed. I started stealing cars. I started selling drugs. I stole my boyfriend's truck. I sold it. I sold a diamond ring that was on my finger that he bought. I walked over dead bodies. They dropping downtown like Skid Row. They just passing out on fentanyl. Thank God that I never touched fentanyl. You cannot mix fentanyl with anything. It'll kill you. So My best friend, she died on fentanyl. She took a lot of fentanyl and killed herself. She OD'd. The woman who helped me deliver my baby in a tent, my baby name is Miracle. I named her Miracle. I had her in a tent on Gladys, downtown. Before the ambulance got here, she was out. Because the water bag had busted like 8 hours before she came, and I was just walking around in pain. Still didn't want to chase that crack cocaine. Today, I'm still on crack cocaine. But I'm more responsible for myself. I don't stay in the tent. I stay in a condo, 1-bedroom house. So I tell you, it's not easy. This life that I had, I drug myself through the mud, but I'm still smoking.
Tell me a little bit more about your childhood.
My childhood,
Was your dad in your life?
somewhat, he used to hit my mom till my mom got tired of it and took us all to California. We moved away from him. He used to beat on my mom all the time. And my mom got tired. She'd go to work and come home. He'd go to work and come home, but he was an alcoholic. So I went to school, and my teacher, Miss Pickett, I'll never forget her. She loved me like I was her own child. She took me to her house, let me ride on her horse, let me play in her pond. We got in the pond and we swam together. She was a white girl, but she was really sweet to me. And she asked my mama one day, can she have me? Because she couldn't have babies. My mom told her, no, you can't have my child. I didn't see Miss Pickett no more because my mom took us to California. But I loved her so much. And I wish my mom would have gave her to me because I got tired of the whoopings that she was giving me. She abused me, and I didn't like it. So when I moved to California, I moved here when I was 9 years old. When I moved to California, you couldn't whoop your kids, and I was so happy. But she did it anyway, because I wouldn't go to school. I went to attenuation school. I had blew all the other schools out, and I went to attenuation school. I started skipping classes and getting high and doing what I do. My mom took time out with me, and I got in trouble for it, but I just didn't want to go to school. I don't have an education, and I just basically just do what I do. And now I'm on SSI, and I get food stamps. I don't waste my money on crack. I sell the crack that I get in order to have extra money to buy me panties, bras, little nice things. And I sell the crack before I can have nice things. I can have some food in my house. Because sometimes I don't get enough food stamps. I have a roommate. His name is Rayford, and he's very sweet. He's way older than me. He's 63 years old. So he told me he's going to teach me how to read. I said, no, you're not, because I don't want to know. Because I'm embarrassed of it. Because I never got a chance to read a book. First book I ever read was the Bible. And I was in the penitentiary in Dallas, Texas, on a grapevine. I got out of Dallas, Texas. I did 9 months. Because in Dallas, Texas, they don't I had 10 years. They don't give you years, they give you months on a year. So after that, I came out to California. I came to, my mom moved us to California, and then I really started acting up because I knew she couldn't whoop me, but she did it. And I'm a child that rebels against everything that I think that's wrong, that it has to do with me. Even if it's not wrong, I didn't like it. I wouldn't listen. I was just hard-headed. So one day I decided to cut my sides off, and they never grew back. I have lupus. My mom don't know. I have lupus, and I have arthritis in my legs. So sometimes my legs hurt where I can't go to sleep at night. So I stay up. And my medicine is the cocaine because nothing else works. I don't want to get addicted to pills. They put me on Oxycontin, and I wouldn't take them. I sold them. I sold them for I got 45 blues, and I sold them for like $1,500. I got worse and worse on the crack cocaine. When I get up in the morning, I'll eat, and then I'll smoke some crack because it eases my legs. I can't stand up a period of time. When I was 14, I did gymnastics. I could sing. I'm too heavy to do gymnastics. And when I worry a lot, my body reacts different. I get sick from the lupus. It's a trait of cancer. I don't know when God gonna take me. It's scary. It's very, very scary. And it's hurtful because my mom don't know, nobody don't know. They don't know where I'm at, nothing. Because I don't want them to know. My family really hurt me a lot. Like my sister, she just took my kids from me. And she won't let me see them. They grown. So my son and them don't want to see me because I left them. That's some of the reason why I smoke cocaine, to take away the pain. It's not easy for me to be standing here talking to you guys right now. It's a hurtful thing. It's a hurtful thing when your mom rejects you. And she loved the other daughter better than you. She loved me. Because she used to give Gwen everything. Because she was smart, she could read and write. I couldn't. I got a blockage. My teacher called it, she called it something, I don't remember. I can count. But I tell you, I've been through some things that you would never imagine being on Skid Row. I don't sleep on the sidewalk, no blanket. I don't have my period, no tampons. It's horrible to tell y'all these things that I've been through. One day I took a lady's sheet and put it between my legs to have my period. That's because I didn't have a mother. She was like far away from me. I wouldn't do nothing she told me to do. Go to school, you better bring home a good report card. I had all F's. And she whooped me one day. And I hated it. I hated it. I call it abuse. I never whooped my kids. When I had my daughter, I never whooped her. I put her in the corner, told her time out. Because I've been through it. My dad left us and married another woman. Didn't leave us nothing. And he had a good job. He didn't leave us anything. My mom was our mama and our daddy. So she was kind of frustrated too. It's hard telling y'all this because I think about it every day. It's past and I still hold on to it. My son is in the Army, and I tried to contact him, and he told his sergeant he didn't want to talk to me. So I tried to look my kids up. Only one talked to me is my oldest daughter, Star. It's real hard for me right now.
Jasmine, do you feel like crack cocaine kind of destroyed your life?
Yeah. It destroyed my kids, take it from me, my 4-bedroom apartment, I lost that. I was in Oakland. And my daughter, Miracle, she was so pretty. She had real thick hair and jet black. I mean, she was so black, she was purple. But thing is, she got blue eyes, like the sky. I haven't seen her since she was 2 months old. The lady used to bring her to jail and let me see her. They was trying to give her back to me, but I ran and left her. I don't know where she at. We can't find her. My sister said she looked for her, for she put all the kids together. Thank God, they grown, they got jobs, they smart, they can read and write. They nothing like me, but they look like me. So that's the end of my story.
All right, Jasmine, thank you so much for sharing your story.
You're welcome.
And how old are you?
I'm 57.
You still got plenty of time. I wish you lots of luck. Thanks, Jasmine.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.